What is your name and what are you doing at this conference?
My name is Anwar Zaid. I'm participating in this conference as a regional secretary of Pukhtunkhwa.
And how long have you been involved in the workers' movement?
I have been involved in the workers' movement for the last 30 years. I joined the workers' movement as a student. I was a student leader in the Zia era in 80s. Democratic Student Federation was a left-oriented organization, and in that era, I was the chairman of Democratic Student Federation, Pakistan chairman. So I'm for the last 30 years in the workers' movement.
And when did you originally join the struggle?
I joined the struggle 5 years back. I was belonged to the Communist Party of Pakistan.
Why did you leave the Communist Party?
Actually, after the Soviet Union fall, or before that, there was a rift in the communist movement, Communist Party here in Pakistan. So I left Communist Party of Pakistan. So the Communist Party didn't remain in the previous shape. So in spite of that, I was in the communist movement. I was in the workers' movement. So the 90 decade, it was a very depressing decade. Most of the comrades, previous comrades, big chunk of those comrades, they joined the NGOs. Some comrades became newborn nationalists, and some comrades were disappointed. They were waiting for Allah, what to do. And I was belonged to the fourth category, one of those comrades. I didn't deviate. I remained steadfast to the Marxism, Leninism, and to the cause of the working class of the world. So later, when it was reviving the socialist naziyat and the left ideology, it was reviving in the late 90 decade and the early 2000. So I started in that part of the Pakistan, I mean the Pukhtunkhwa, and I became the part of the struggle. So I'm now in struggle, and after some times the struggle split into two parts.
And what was the nature of the split, as far as you're concerned?
The nature of firstly, the nature of the struggle was the old organizational Stalinist style. My impression at that time was that there were some differences. At that time, those differences were not ideological, not political. Those differences were political. I knew it, that differences are ideological, because when the crisis was imminent in the Europe and the world, in the capitalist world, the international was not in a position to address the growing demand of the revolts, of the rebellions of the working class, of the demanding issues, situation. They were not in the position to respond to that.
And how do you think that reflected itself inside the organization in Pakistan?
Actually, firstly, when I was revolting, I was the first man to revolt in the secretaries meeting of the struggle. Nobody else. I was the first.
What was your reason?
My reason was that it was discussing, the strategy was, we were discussing firstly the strategies. But the strategy was something else. It was first was Comrade Manzoor. The comrades in the struggle, they were gang up against Comrade Manzoor, and the comrade in the struggle, not only in Pakistan. I knew it, that some elements in the international, they are behind those revolts, those assaults. I knew it because of my experience, the split experience. Because in the 90 decades, I was part of the split in the Communist Party of Pakistan. So I knew those experiences. So I was the first person. I became reluctant that what is going on, and I asked the president, the friends, the comrades, that what is going on, particularly the Comrade Lal Khan, because he was leading us. He was the leader. He was the person. He was leading us. I asked him, but he couldn't answer me in clear terms. In the last He asked me that you are my brother. You side with me. I asked him, this is not the question of brotherhood. This is the question of ideology. This is the question of politics and the correct line. And I told him that the way you have started this unnecessary war against some friends, particularly Comrade Manzoor, this will lead us to nowhere. This will lead us to destruction. This was my assessment at that time. And nobody asked me. For example, Comrade Manzoor, he was in the lineup. He was in the lineup crossfire, but he didn't ask me. He didn't argue with me, but I was understanding it. So when I went there in the secretaries meeting, I discussed with them about the traditions, the People's Party, the political situation, the world political situation. I told them that this is not the time to come out the traditions. And I told them that this is the line which have been adopted time and again in every era by the extremists, by the ultra left element. And why should we go in that way, which will lead us to the destruction? So I reward, and not only the secretaries meeting.